Hello, replay. Watch the whole thing. Hello. No. Hello, John. How are you? I'm hoping she comes in here. I'm not sure what her handle is. Hello there. How are you? Patton Bell. Is that hello there, Kim? How are you? Oh, is that Bree? Hi, hello. How are you? Wishy Woman is her handle. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I wasn't sure. How are you? Yeah, people. Oh, just for any of you who are coming from Wishy Woman's scope, whoever was sending her clips was sending shit out of context. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm as crazy as fuck, but hello there. Yeah, I am too. But I'm in my outside bar, so I have to get my multiple devices going because I will surely be missing comments, I'm sure. So hopefully everybody's having a good night. I'm still trying to find out a clear definition from somebody who's not fucking 19 years old or 20 years old. Do you understand what an asexual is and recognize it? Well, other than the fact that the only thing I know about asexuals is that they have no interest in sex. Outside of that, if I'm missing something, I mean, is that something that needs to be recognized? Why would somebody need to be recognized for not having sex? Pansexual, both sexes, and more than one. That is pretty much bisexual. I'm in this club for 30 years, and that's what bisexual has always been. Regardless of the genitals, pansexuals are interested in people that identify outside of the male and female as well. But that's part of my problem, is I don't understand that at all. How do you identify outside of the? I mean, I'm not talking about somebody that's a boy and feeling like they should be a girl. How does that matter? I mean, how does bisexual not cover that? If there's no regard to their genitals, but that's what that is. No, that's not a good answer for me. And that's why nobody fucking knows anything in this community, and that's why everybody's all segregated and separated. Everybody's got to get a fucking name. It's LGBT. It's like fucking 16 letters now. I'm trying to understand it so I know how to defend the people who are in my category. As far as now, I'm not going to relax. I was just getting attacked in another scope because of it. It doesn't need to, but why is it so segregated? Queer. It's fucking queer. If you're not straight, you're queer. That's just, big deal. If somebody calls you queer, why do you have to correct them? It's not, people don't want to be labeled, but they created another label for themselves. I mean, how does that make sense to anybody? Bisexual, I'm 47 years old. A blanket statement, but that's a blanket statement that they just came out with now. What's going to replace that one? The gender fluid is now a new term that people are. She's going on live. Well, I was broadcasting even before. I thought she was going on hours ago. So, bisexual implies two genders. Pansexual, but how many? I'm sorry. Did you take biology? What other genders are there other than a male and a female? And I'm not talking about a male that started out as a male now is now female. Because as far as I'm concerned, in my head, that person is now a female. So there's only two. You only get to choose one. That's in between. Okay, so then why does that have to be defined? I mean, but depending on depending on how far along you in the process, what's the difference? Why does it fucking even matter? I mean, is there a different name for the ones that are transitioning? I mean, how many different people do we are in this non-straight group that we have? But you don't have to choose one. But if you're a male and that's your body parts are telling you you're a male, what do you check off on the license application? Just as an example. What do you do? I'm sorry, I missed the and trans. I don't know what there was before that. There are people that, but they used to say that about gay people also. It doesn't matter, they're human. And nobody explained shit. And that's why there was so much fucking discrimination for so many years. Nobody wants to take the time to explain it to anybody, even the ones in the community like myself. You were watching RuPaul? Yeah. Colby, yeah. No, Colby, I started that this was a carryover from a scope that I was just in, and I was being attacked by a whole shitload of people who I won't mention. Yeah, so it's people are trying to explain it to you, but you're being combative. Well, explain it to me different than you're repeating the same stuff. Bi can be an individual, and pan can be a group. That does not make sense to me. I can't even. If you're only one person, you're only one sex. You're either male or female, depending on how you have your body physically at that time. If I wanted to get a sex change and I am going to be a woman, I am then going to be a woman when I'm done. Am I right? Gender is a spectrum. Elaborate on that, please. A spectrum of what? Of different species? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. But it is either. That's the only two sexes on this planet, male or female. People keep giving the same answers. I don't want to sound rude, but I, to be honest, if you're either a male or a female. If you're in transition in between, then that's different. But if you were born with one, unless you're a hermaphrodite and you're born with multiple, but that's not what the pansexuals are. It has nothing to do with that. It's how people feel inside. Trans man or trans woman doesn't necessarily fall into those two categories. Well, what is the other fucking categories? My point. I've asked the same question. People keep saying, I don't mean to be cursing at you directly, but people keep saying that same statement, but nobody can answer my question. What other gender is there other than male and female? There's no such thing in between. There's none. There's none. There's no such thing. Gender confirmation? Well, gender confirmation is you look in your pants. I mean, that's this is why the straight community can't even figure out how to freaking address this, because the people in the community don't even want to explain it. I don't even know if any of you know. I'm sure it does, but that's not why the pansexual came out. It has nothing to do with the hermaphrodites. Nothing. Zero, zilch. This is people who are saying that they don't feel like the gender that they were assigned by nature. That was the whole point. And I've done quite a bit of reading on this. I am a troll. You are a fucking asshole and you gotta go. But so what? That's what bisexuals are. But love meaning what? No, it's all about the sex, isn't it? I mean, there are asexuals, and but why? How is that even part of this? If you're an asexual, can somebody please explain to me? Am I missing something with the asexuals? Asexuals mean you have no sexual attraction, you don't have sex. I mean, am I missing something here? There are only two genders. I'm sorry. That's what I was taught. That's all I know. Somebody prove it to me, other than saying that it's because of somebody's feeling. That's like somebody saying that there's nothing that genetically made me gay. Yes, Nan, and that's what I've always known for 30 years of being gay, that is bisexual. And that was I've had arguments with people about this, and that's what the problem is. If you're transitioning, then you haven't fully transitioned. But you know what? Until you have assigned yourself the new stuff, if you started out as a male, you're still a male until you decide to consider yourself a female. Am I right? I mean, you're not allowed to even legally call yourself a female unless you have the surgery, as far as I'm aware. It's not according to them. It's according to law. It's according to the whole world works around this. But also, there are only two genders, male or female, and the hermaphrodite is the combination of the two. I think pans like girls, guys are trans. Yeah, but a transsexual is somebody who is intentionally changing their gender. Bisexual, no, it's not the case. I mean, bisexual does not mean you have more than one partner at the same time. No, he just said bisexual. Bisexual doesn't mean you have more than one partner at the same time. It means you're attracted to both, and you're not restricted to it. I know you do, Kim. Hello. I'm sorry, I'm missing the comments are flying past, and so I'm missing a lot of stuff. I only get them when they slow down. I'm straight. My sons are gay, and he's asexual. What about that? Well, I don't understand. I don't understand anything more than I've already said for the third time. Asexual is lack of sex or lack of desire to have sex. That's tall freak. Yeah, no, this is a serious conversation. I don't want to turn this into a bash fest on the pansexuals, but I want to know your argument is about laws. No, that was only one statement. No, you're missing my point. It's not about laws. It's about what is the difference between bisexual and pansexual. I have not had one person who's been able to explain it to me without turning into a raging maniac. I mean, actually, the scope I just came from, she was the first person I ever saw that was even reasonable. Yeah, don't even pay attention to the jokes. He's a good guy. He was just joking. The bisexuals are not restricted to a certain sex. Halfway between half and that's a hermaphrodite, Nusan. Well, no, if they were naturally born that way. Bisexuals are not limited to the opposite sex, or you know what I'm saying? Is straight, gay, and bisexual. Bi has the ability, or they can be attracted to either one. That is the same as this fluid. All these bullshit statements that I keep hearing now, that everybody's so politically correct with these new statements that come out every freaking week. And then today, and I'm not gonna do your research. If you want to know about it, I Googled today that how they are trying to they're trying to eliminate gay men from the LGBT causes because they don't feel that they're as discriminated as the rest of the LGBT and queer. Are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, I'm a little twisted about it. I'm fucking 47 years old. I've been out for 30 years, and I've had a lot of my fucking blood on the street defending other people in this community, and as well as my own. So I do have a fucking pole up my ass about it. And I don't give a shit if fucking Will has a problem with anything I had to say, because I think his scopes are left public so he can have a little troll party. He should fucking be ashamed of himself because he asks people to come in there and be free to be out, but then he makes it a big troll party so nobody can even get helped. I'm very closed-minded. I'm not closed-minded. Explain something to me that makes sense other than what people keep repeating. It's the same definition. No, fuck you, honey. Confirming a gender they were meant to be. Meant to be meaning what? That's how they felt? That I can understand that. And I know people who are in that. I've been through fucking hell, believe me. I've been out since 1987. Believe me. Yes. And this community is so fucked up. It segregates itself. The lesbians don't want to have anything to do with the fucking gay guys. Hello, how are you? Sorry, you just walked in on a serious scope. It's so segregated. I would fucking walk through fire for any fucking person in this community. Pansexual, transitional, whatever the fuck, drag queens, gay guys, lesbians, but I can't. Well, first, Lynn, when the comments just all of a sudden just go like this and disappear, I can't really listen to it. It's not easy to read them. I'm having just as hard a time to read them as you are. It's open here. It's because, well, first of all, Lynn, I was attacked in the other scope, and then I was being attacked because I was trying to write to her, and instead I was expected to have like 2 separate eyeballs that were going to read the comments. But the, and people were in there saying I was straight. I mean, people were taking little snippets of my scope earlier, which, yeah, I was joking around through a lot of it, and I'm still smiling about it. I went in there I legitimately want to know what the difference is, because the shit I'm reading online today is people from that group who think that my fucking gay men section of the LGBT should be excluded. So I have a fucking poll up my ass about it. I fucking can. I've earned the right to joke about whatever the fuck I want, first of all. And if somebody's gonna get offended by me saying if you have an innie instead of an outie, if you're that sensitive, then my scopes are not for you, because I fucking joke around about a lot of fucked up shit because life sucks and people need to fucking laugh more. Today I'm fucking serious, but my scopes are all about fucking laughing and enjoying fucking life. And I'm not going to have some fucking asshole in the middle of this country who fucking uses his scope as a fucking bait party to get trolls in there. So the people who go into his scope for safety and want to actually get some information, and instead they get nothing. And they get fucking followed by trolls, and next thing you know, they're being attacked in their own scopes. So that fucking asshole has nothing to say that I have interest in. I'm not mad at pansexuals. I am not at all. Are you kidding me? How do you get that? I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the fact that I have not met one person who's a pansexual who's been able to tell me something without getting fucking angry at me for even asking. The answers I always get, Lynn, are you don't have to understand it. You just have to accept it. I have heard that exact statement. Are you seriously attacking someone that promotes non-segregation? What? What does that even mean? I heard your scope before. Please understand. Sometimes we all know of change. Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea what that meant. This gay community... Chevy, it's okay. Yeah. It's back up. Well, again, I mean, Lynn, you know what? It's probably too heated for tonight. You know what? I got better fucking things to do than to have her people attack me. But I'll have a discussion with her one day. And that's what I want to. I want to know. Seriously, want to know what I'm missing. And to have the pansexual people who I've spoken to before her, I mean, tonight was the first. I'm surprised she was even laughing. She's the first person I've met that claims that they are pansexual or identifies themselves as pansexual. That was not a fucking asshole. She was the first person that I've ever met that was not an asshole from the minute I said boo. And when I'm reading shit online about how the pansexuals want to remove the gay men from the LGBT causes, I have a problem with it. Yeah, well, I'm going to end this and I'm going to restart it. So I'm going to play some music because I'm fucking done with this. But anyway, much respect to any of you. Fuck you if the ones that were cursing me out and I didn't get to block you. I'll block you on the replay. But I will be ending this scope, and for any of you who are trying to do a nice explanation to me, the comments were just flipping out of nowhere, and I couldn't read half of them. So I'm going to end this way that all the fucking assholes that want to read see my scope, who are on the hunt for my blood, so they can see it, and it won't be too long for them. But this will be continued, I'm sure. But I'm going to end this, and I'm going to come back. Now, it's all good, you know what? And I went in there. I went into her scope, legitimately wanted to learn, not to attack her, but to learn about it. Because unfortunately, I didn't come away with any better explanation. But at least she was fucking reasonable about it. There are too many definitions. That's my point. Exactly. To be honest with you. But anyway, I'm going to end this scope this way. You guys, she seems very cool. Crazy Bitch is her name. I don't know what her handle is though. But anyway, I'm going to end this, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to play some music and fucking drink and smoke. Toodaloo. Yeah, Witchy Witch, I think is heard. Thank you, Pat and Bell. I'm gonna come back. So tell her I'm not going in there because I've had enough of this shit tonight. That Will fucking got my twat in a twist. So I'm gonna come back and fucking drink and party. All right, see you guys in a little bit.